Hey everyone, it's good to be with you today on Read Through the Word. I wonder if you ever just get tired. It seems like the warring never ends. It seems like peace just does not come. You work really hard and you try to move forward, to advance in what you believe God has called you to do. Has placed you on in this time to do whatever that calling might be, whatever that assignment might be, even if it's not running a country. But it's like there's always tension. Maybe you have a relationship, a personal relationship like that. Maybe you have a work relationship like that, and it's totally, you're not really looking to advance in your calling that God's placed on your life, like some kind of ministry calling, but maybe you're just hanging on in the workplace till something happens to that person. Like, I'm going to hang in here until she leaves or until he goes. But it just feels like it's lasting forever. There just can't be any peace. And I can only feel for David. He's now he's king of Judah, but not all of Israel. All right, so okay, we've got that. But it's not just the fact that he's not king of all of Israel. It's the fact that he is still at war. Abner is a holdover from Saul, and he wants to advance Saul's kingdom and Saul's agenda. So he backs Ishabeth, the son of Saul, who the people said, okay, you can be king of Israel. And it's not like you're the king and I'm the king and let's see if we can find some kind of treaty and get along. There's constant warring. And this has got to be, I looked at the words long war. And then I went to the NIV. You know me, I like to look at other translations about things. And the NIV says, lasted a long time. A war lasted a long time. And those are just tiring words. They just are. I want peace to last a long time. But thinking of war or the absence of peace, maybe you're not combative with a person, but there's just an absence of peace and harmony there. And you just get to the point where what is a person to do? Well, Isaiah, long after David came Isaiah. And Isaiah wrote Isaiah 26:3. I couldn't think of the reference. You will keep him in peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. You will keep in peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. The first you is God. So God, you will keep in peace my mind because I trust in you. And it was a long time before, David lived a long time before Isaiah. But it was like David personified that verse in his life. Yes, he made some mistakes. Yes, he wrote some psalms and songs asking God how long. He took his complaints to God. We've read about that. And there's so many psalms that we haven't even gotten to yet. I'm so sorry that I'm having to wipe my nose. It's allergy season. But we haven't even gotten to many of David's writings that were not dated and they weren't placed. We don't know exactly when they were placed, but this was a lifestyle. This fixed on you being God, because in that peace that's created because you trust in he trusts in you. That was a life, that was a way of life that David lived. And we know that because it's represented in his writings. You know, I've often wondered, did he ever go back and read his own work? You know, sometimes I go back and I read some of my old prayers. I honestly, I love to journal, but I really journal what I learned. I don't journal a lot of personal things because I'm kind of nutty about it. Like when I'm gone, I don't want somebody finding out some things, my deepest thoughts about people, because I'm pouring my complaints out to God, and I don't necessarily want other people to see my complaints about them because I took them to God and I reconciled it with God, but I don't want them to see it. So I don't write a lot of personal things. When I say journal, I don't write a lot of personal things. It's really what God's teaching me. But I like to go back and like read old sermon notes and prayer requests and things like that because they encourage my heart. They remind me in times when I'm unsteady that God had, at one point I was steady. And it just reminds me that I need to trust in Him. I need to be fixed on Him. And it gives me confidence. It strengthens my faith. So I just went through, and I know that you know more, or in addition to, Psalms that you have found comforting for you during times of trouble, that you've been fixed on. Maybe not a whole psalm, maybe just a verse out of it, a stanza out of it, and I just put several here that David wrote. So if David wrote it, David knew it. So I don't know if he went back and looked at his own writing one day and said, oh yes, I remember. He is a very present help in times of trouble. Oh yes, I remember he's a promise keeper. Oh yes, I remember he's my strength and my shield, and he rescues me out of a miry pit. I wonder if David had to remind himself of those things, and if he did, how often did he do that? And where were his writings kept? He was on the run for so long. Where were they kept? And did he actually pen them, or did he dictate them to someone? There's so many questions that I have in my mind. My I wonder questions. But I wonder today, are you in a place where it's just been going on too long and you just need to be picked up a little bit? Look up Psalms of David. All the Psalms are great. The sons of Korah and Ezra wrote a psalm. Moses wrote a psalm. Solomon wrote psalm. They're not all by David, but because we're studying David, look up Psalms of David and maybe read them out loud today, because sometimes it's just too long. We'll see you next time on Read Through the Word.